Stop.
He's cute. Cute walrus. Reapers, what is good? It's your boy Laser. You guys know back with another scary action video. He's on this scary content. So I continue to live as ranking the top 5 most disturbing horror movie monster transformations. Guys, there's some crazy monsters out there. Or does straight into it. If you enjoy scary content, use more scary reviews, features, hit the like button. You subscribe and notification bell icon. I'll stream every night on Twitch. Go check out stream fucking amazing. Let's dive straight in this video.
There
we go.
And subscribe for more squishy, squelchy stuff. Fantastic. Let's get going.
Here we go.
Starting us off at number 5, The Howling. Eddie's a werewolf.
Shiver me timbers.
The Howling is one of 2 excellent werewolf movies to be released in 1981, both with incredible transformation sequences. The other was American Werewolf in London, with lead special effects artist Rick Baker. Baker was actually supposed to be doing The Howling, but left to work with John Landis, which left Baker's protege, Rob Bottin, to take on his first film as a lead effects artist. Bottin was only 21 at the time, and he did such a phenomenal job that he'd go on to work with Carpenter on The Thing and a bunch of other movies. You're never too young to get started. So back to the transformation itself, we get up close and personal with serial killer Eddie Quist. He's been stalking TV news anchor Karen White for quite a while, and his colony of werewolves has managed to lure her out into the woods. He corners Karen in a lab and takes his sweet time fully transforming into the hideous wolfman hybrid. I would describe this transformation as bubbling and slimy, which are 2 very good words for monster transformations. Bottin wanted to create a transformation sequence that was all special effects with minimal camera trickery. Many movies at the time would use lap dissolves for transformations, but Bottin opted to use a plethora of complicated mechanisms, bladders full of air and liquids, and a whole pile of makeup instead. The result is a slow and gruesome transformation that really shows off everything. Bursting forth from his clothes, Eddie starts to bubble and throb all over. His forehead starts to twitch like he's got a wicked migraine, and his features take on a distinctly lupine quality. The false eyes rolling around unimpeded really adds to the nightmarish feeling, and his mouth twists into an unforgettable grin.
Gives me satanic vibes. I don't know. By the way, the devil, you cannot smart saying, brother. He be attacking, he be manipulating you to like other people and shit. He's scary.
Little Red's grandma, he is not. The whole sequence looks like it's painful, but he really seems to be enjoying it. Quist is a sexually violent pervert, so it can probably be assumed that he's really reveling in the pain and pleasure. Soon his wolf ears telescope out and his snout pushes forward from his face, completing the werewolf transformation. And that's just the beginning of the werewolf madness to come. Next up at number 4, we've got Tusk, Wallace the Walrus.
Walrus? I love walruses.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I've never fully understood the hate for this movie. Sure, it's goofy, and Johnny Depp's Quebecois cop scenes feel like they...
Best actor, by the way. Him and fucking Keanu, Revy. Vroom.
really shouldn't be there, but Tusk is a very effective and tragic body horror movie. Director Kevin Smith shows the audience a terrifying physical change as well as the incredible mental toll it takes on the poor bastard. We follow Justin Long as Wallace, the jerk-ass podcast host. Flies up to Canada to interview a kid who went viral for cutting his own leg off with a katana, but learns upon arrival that he committed suicide. While searching for someone else to interview in Canada, he's invited to this mysterious man's house with the promise of interesting stories. Interesting stories indeed, because the man recounts the tale of a walrus saving his life and becoming pals with said marine mammal. The walrus, named Mr. Tusk, died.
He's cute. Cute walrus! Dude, walruses have always been, that doesn't even look like a walrus. Is that supposed to be a walrus? It looks like my testicle if it decided to become a living thing. Ew, what the heck?
Leaving the poor man terribly sad. Sad enough to kidnap, drug, and mutilate a man in the image of Mr. Tusk. The transformation sequence takes its time, as different procedures are performed on Wallace over the course of many different scenes. The scene where he realizes his leg has been amputated is horrifying, not just because of the gore, but because of how he reacts to it. There's no going back now, and he knows it. It's kind of like a modernized version of Misery, with the poor fellow at the mercy of a mentally unstable surgeon in a cold, barren wasteland. In this case, the cold, barren wasteland
check out My Song Misery on all platforms.
Wasteland is Canada, which is a representation that I resent, but we'll move on. Eventually, Wallace is fully sewn into a walrus costume made of patchwork human skin with tusks made from his own tibia bones. Personally, I've been scared of walruses since that episode of Pingu scarred me as a delicate young lad. The movie gave me flashbacks like you wouldn't believe. Soon enough, Wallace is conditioned to act like a walrus.
Wait, did you say Pingu? I don't know.
And he's too far gone by the time he's rescued. The physical transformation itself is pretty messed up, but definitely not among the most technically impressive on this list. Instead, the scariest part of this transformation is the mental one. Wallace is rendered unable to communicate, and he can no longer speak. His life was based on his ability to talk and joke. Communication made his life worth living. Even if he is a jerk, you have to feel bad for him. Nobody deserves that fate. Coming in at number 3, Slither with Grant's gruesome tale. I'll make an exception to my CGI dismissal for this entry. It's very well done. This is how you strike a delicate balance between old and new school. James Gunn's first feature, Slither, is a 2006 homage to the low-budget body horror films of yore. It tells the tale of a small town in backwater Stink Creek, USA, where a meteor has just touched down. This extraterrestrial rock contained a lovely little slug alien who wastes no time infecting the town's richest and drunkest man, Grant Grant. Now that's really an excellent name, wouldn't you say? The freshly infected Grant abducts a local woman to serve as a breeder for the alien larva, and soon enough the entire town is full of
You pregnant, baby? I can get even more pregnant. Oh yeah. They about to do it. What you eating? You eating some expired meat from the local dairy?
little leechy lunatics. They'll enter folks through any orifice and turn them into flesh-hungry mutants.
Like my nose.
Yum, yum. Grant himself undertakes the wildest transformation though, starting with a slimy rash on his torso. It develops into big old tentacles and then his whole body starts to change. He becomes more and more grotesque as the movie goes on, eventually growing large enough to fill a room by absorbing other bodies into his own. And the poor woman he infected? She inflates like a human balloon. Violet Beauregard has something on this. Soon enough though, she explodes, sending the larva out into the world.
Give me a Willy Wonka vibes. This reminds me of that scene, you know, that from the second one, the remake, the Johnny Depp one. Bozo started becoming a balloon because she had that cursed blue gum. She became a blue giant gumbo. Benson.
With plenty of phallic implications to soon be imposed on innocent civilians. In the end, Grant is entirely hideously deformed. His mouth is pulled open into a half grimace and there are tentacles coming out of his head like horns. Gross, gory, goofy, Slither has it all. Filling out a number 2 spot, Videodrome.
You good, buddy?
Long live the new flesh. A serious classic, Videodrome is as relevant today as it was when it first released. Cronenberg never disappoints when it comes to disgusting transformations with flicks like Scanners, The Fly, and Shivers under his belt. Plus, he enlisted Rick Baker for Videodrome, so you know the effects are gonna be good. We follow Max Wren, the CEO of a small TV station who's on the hunt for the most extreme content to show his viewers. Softcore skin flicks and pseudo-snuff films aren't cutting it anymore. He comes across a supposedly Malaysian signal broadcasting a program that depicts the brutal torture and murder of anonymous victims in an orange room. No plot, no characters. This is the future of TV. Max sets out to find the origin of the program known as Videodrome, and as he learns more, things get weirder and weirder. It appears that a war is being fought for the minds of Americans, with all sorts of people producing sickening content for the masses. Videodrome in particular has some anomalous effects on viewers, which Max starts to experience himself. This is a wicked transformation on the journey to the new flesh. He develops a slit in his chest that houses a VCR player and is able to have tapes inserted into it. These tapes can also reprogram him. A gun also grows into his hand, which is fused to his flesh, and anyone shot with the gun turns into bubbling goo. It's a wicked transformation that seems to love to be spread to new folks. Videodrome put the transformation of the mind and the body on full display and poses questions about people being reprogrammed by the media they consume and the weaponization of media. Also, people wanted
I turned 22 soon. I feel old as shit.
Sleep with their TVs. Cronenberg predicted it early. And finally, number 1, Hellraiser, Frank Reborn.
Hellraiser! Pinhead! Is that Pinhead? I forgot. I don't know too much about Hellraiser. I forgot. Was Pinhead was he good or bad? He was bad, right? I'm serious,
Hell
man.
yeah. This sequence is what sets the first Hellraiser apart from all the other movies in the series. The first time I watched this, I had to go back and rewatch this one scene over and over again. It's seriously the best part of the movie. Bringing the sexual deviant Frank back from the dead through pure bloodlust is a bold choice, and it definitely works. The whole reconstruction of a human body from primordial ooze is incredible. We see time lapses of slime molds, limbs shooting up from the floorboards, twitching, glistening growths, incredible volumes of multicolored slime and ooze. There are plenty of shots done in reverse, which is a wicked cool effect that no one does anymore. It's a classic editing trick that was lost in the era of CGI. With it, we get to witness guts flowing back up into a partially formed ribcage.
Like that one scene from The Walking Dead. You got no guts.
And brain matter repopulating a skull. The final shot of the fleshy skeleton screaming in front of the window. Oh man. And that's just the beginning for Frank too. He'll get stronger and more human as the movie goes on, although he does spend a lot of time without skin. The way he regains his strength is just, it's perfect though. The eviscerated horny man comes back to life in the consumption of blood from other horny men. It's poetic in a sense. Transformations. Gotta love them. What do you think of the list? Any shapeshift?
Well guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Which one of those horror movie transformations was most interesting to you and scary? If you enjoy scary content, you want scary videos, features, and to do, I'll see you next one. Peace!